Alright, so factoring completely these four for warm-ups. Some of you will be done as soon as I finish writing them, probably. Number 1, x squared minus 16. Skip a few lines. Not very many lines, I hope. 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. Number 3, 3x squared plus 9x minus 30. And number 4, 2x squared minus 7x minus 4.
Wait, you just want the factors, or do you want us to solve it?
That's a good question. Do we want factors or do we want to solve it? What's the answer to that?
Factors.
Why factors only? There's two answers to that.
There's no x equals.
There's both answers. It says factor completely. It doesn't say solve. And there's nothing to solve because they're not equations. So it's a good question, but the answer is twofold, just the factors.
X minus 4 and x plus 4.
X minus 4 and x plus 4. Yep, all there is to it. Ethan, number 2 is a little harder. What's the answer, though?
I didn't get that one. I got number 3, though.
You're trying to trade off on me. Let's see. So I need things that multiply to 4. And multiply things that multiply to 9. And then I got to figure out the combination of those things. So it is tricky. It is a little bit of a guess and check. I'm looking for a pencil here so I can guess wrong a couple of times. So I could try 4 and 1, and then 3 and 3, but that would give me 12 and 3. So either 15 or 9, depending on the signs. Oh, speaking of signs, Ethan, what do my signs need to be? If I want to multiply to be positive, but they both need to be negative. I'm going to put that in pen. Alright, so 4 with the 3's didn't work. 4 across from 9, definitely not going to work. 4 across from 1, hey, that's close, right? That didn't work, but hey, it's 13 rather than 12. But yeah, that's not right, so close doesn't count. So 4 and 1 didn't work with anything. So let's try 2 and 2. Ethan, what would you like to try? 1 and 9 or 3 and 3? I mean, if you don't know, just guess one and we'll see if it works. 3 and 3. So we try 3 and 3. That gets me negative 6x and negative 6x. And that's exactly what I want, because that makes negative 12. So it is a little guess and check, but the stronger your multiplication skills are, the quicker you can arrive at the answer.
You want us to write it like 2x minus 3 squared?
Oh, good question. You can leave it as 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3, or you could write it as 2x minus 3 squared. Either one. Writing it that second way is maybe helpful if we're thinking double roots, but we're not really there yet or doing anything with them, so either way is fine. All right, but let's let Caroline go first. Caroline, what did you do first on number 3? And what did that leave you once you factored out the 3?
3 parentheses x squared plus 3x minus 7.
Very nice. Now, Jackson, what's left?
X plus 5, x minus 2.
X plus 5, x minus 2. Now, I don't know if that's what Jackson wrote on his paper, but if it is, I would take off 2 points. Because the 3 disappeared on me. Yeah. So, it wouldn't have mattered if we were solving. Like, that would have gone away anyway. But for factoring, we would still want to see that 3. Preston, how about the last one? 2x plus 1 and x minus 4. And again, that's a little bit of guess and check to get there. Negative 8x plus 1x is negative 7x. So, of course, Preston is correct. All right, you asked if there was a new way to factor. I don't know if this is a new way or not for you. Factor by grouping.
That sounds a lot.
It is usually how you learn to factor the very first time.
It's like how I make factors. I'm like guessing.
So let's start with 4x cubed minus 6x squared plus 10x minus 15.
I desperately want to take out.
So initially you're like, I can't factor that. Like I don't know what that is. But the name suggests an approach here. Let's group the first two and group the second two. And if I group the first two, and I'm only looking at the first two, hold on, let Cole answer this. You guys are eager. Cole, what could I take out of those first two terms? What else could I take out of those first two terms? And what else could I take out of those first two terms? How many x's could I take out? 2 of them. So if I take out a 2x squared, then, Nicole, what would that leave me with?
4x minus
Wait, I took out...
2x minus 3.
There we go. 2x minus 3. Maybe you haven't done this kind before. Okay. All right, looking at the second two. Reese isn't here. Jack, what could I take out of the second two? 5. And Allie, what would that leave me if I take a 5 out? 2x minus 3. Well, that's kind of magic how that happened. This will almost always happen in a math classroom. That, what do you know, the leftover stuff is the same.
2x squared.
So now I can take out the leftover stuff, like that's in both of those. I'm going to factor out the 2x minus 3. And that leaves 2x squared plus 5. I factored out the yellow box. If that.
Why do we have a squared in the
That's a good question. So that square looks like, can I do anything more with that?
Not really.
No. I mean, it's a good thing to look at and think about, because we will hit some where we can do more stuff, but I can't do any more with 2x squared plus 5.
So if we do get somewhere where we can do more, then there's a keep going.
Yes, that's a good point. If you get somewhere where you can do more, do more. 2x cubed minus 2x squared.
Is this only when there's cubes in there? No.
I would phrase it more as when there's 4 terms. When there's 4 terms, there's really no other option except to group them and basically hope that your leftovers are the same so that you can keep factoring.
Is that it? X cubed or squared? Second.
Square, sorry. 2x cubed minus 2x squared minus 8x plus 8. Liam, what do you want to take out of those first two? 2, what else? We want to take out as much as we can. 2x squared. Aaliyah, what does that leave if we take out a 2x squared? X minus 1. Okay, the second one is maybe tricky, maybe not. Kennedy, what do you want to take out of the second one? A negative 8. Alex, you with us over there? Kennedy wants to take out a negative 8. What does that leave behind if we take out the negative 8? It's not written in your packet. That's why you follow along with me and watch and take notes as we go. Right now you're just going to have to look up here and think, if I divide those second two terms by negative 8, what does that leave? X minus 1. And there's a bit of a hint because we're pretty sure our leftovers will be the same. If they aren't the same, then you probably did something wrong. But legitimately, if they aren't the same, then you're kind of stuck. There's nothing you can really do.
And I'm guessing that like kind of won't factor in.
It wouldn't factor if they're not the same.
Okay.
Now, but the real answer is if they're not the same, you probably did something wrong because they're supposed to, or I did something wrong. Maybe I wrote the question wrong, but I intend for them to be the same. That way you can say, oh, there's an x minus 1 on both of those things. So let's factor out the yellow box. And that leaves 2x squared minus 8. Oh, I did something wrong here. Well, not wrong yet. I guess if I stopped there, I'd be wrong.
Can't you factor out a 2?
I can factor out a 2.
Does that just go front?
I would put it at the front. I guess it wouldn't be wrong to put it in the middle. It would look kind of funny.
That's what I did.
But it would not be wrong. It would just look funny. Which means I probably should have factored out a 2 from the very beginning.
Oh, you should have done that.
I don't know why I didn't say that, but you're always supposed to look for a GCF first because it makes your life a little easier. If you don't catch it first, you can catch it later. It's just better to get it first. Cooper, this gets to your question earlier on that last one. What about x squared minus 4?
No, I can't go anymore. X just
It's not just x.
Those are oh, shoot.
You box your answer 3 lines back?
Yep. Wait. Okay.
Yes.
That's seriously if the put our answer.
Yes. Because the instructions will usually say something like factor completely.
So I mean x equals.
And the completely means I can take off if you stop short of the final answer.
So this is solved, I mean x equals 1, positive 2, and negative 2.
True, but it couldn't say solve unless there was an equal sign.
From there.
But yes, if this said equal 0 and solve, then yes, you'd have those 3 answers.
Well, it makes sense that there's 3 answers because it's cube 1.
That's exactly right. If x is cubed, you should have 3 answers. Not necessarily 3 factors, though, because it doesn't always factor a second time. Like number 1 did not. Let's do one more weird one, and then we'll do some off the homework together.
Or you have to do it backwards when they give us the factors.
Cody, don't give me
Let's. Okay, that looks fun. What's this?
This is why we did exponents. That's exactly right.
Can we take out 3?
We can take out. What do you want to take out?
The 3n.
X.
X to the 3n. Let's factor out an x to the 3n. They've all got an x to the 3n on them.
Okay. Well, what happens?
Okay, now you're right. What happens next is kind of the tricky part.
Well, we get like a 1
So
plus.
that means I'm dividing each of those by x to the 3n.
Well, we get.
So
1 to the power of 2.
It's just 1.
what's x to the 3n plus 2 over x to the 3n?
Huh?
Just 2. Plus 2. 1 plus
No,
1
it's
to the
just 1.
1 to the plus 2.
Let's back up a second. What's x to the 7th over x squared? Let's work an easier problem. How did you get 5?
Subtract.
You subtracted. Okay, everybody knows x to the 7th over x squared is x to the 5th because you subtract. If I divide x to the 3n plus 2 by x to the 3n, I still want to subtract. So I want to do 3n plus 2 minus 3n.
So 2. So plus 2.
So 2.
But it's 1 to.
Wait, but I thought that.
No, you keep the x and you subtract the exponents.
What?
Keep the base, subtract the exponents.
So seriously, picking up stuff. Noted?
All right, when I divide this next one by x to the 3n,
3x.
it's going to be 3x. 3's still there, but x to the 3n over x to the 3n plus 1 over x to the 3n. 3n plus 1 minus 3n is just x.
What do you do if they subtract? Ooh, 1.
Oh, yeah, it was just 1 and 0.
But it's
Well,
gonna be 2. It's gonna be 2.
a lot of numbers I'm hearing. It's x to the 0, which is the same thing as 1. But then that 2's there, so yes, 2. Or you just say x to the 3n over x to the 3n. That's the same thing, so that reduces to 1.
Then why is it 2 and not 2x?
Because
Because you multiply it by x.
Because those cancel. Or because you get x to the 0, which is 1.
now I got an equation.
I still don't have an equation. I'm still trying to factor. There's no equal sign. Not solving.
You have a normal.
But am I done?
No.
I wish.
No.
Probably.
No.
Actually, this is easy.
What's left?
Faster.
I mean,
X plus 2, X plus 1.
x plus 2, x plus 1.
Wait, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but if you saw that without having, yeah. Saw one.
I mean, even
No.
having prior knowledge, I didn't even know.
All right, let's turn the page. Here's our assignment. First 4 are just review questions from deal with exponents. Let's look at number 5, because this is a different type of factoring. Why is there a 4? I don't know, but there's 3 terms, and it feels like if I have 3 terms, it feels like it usually factors like this.
Do you divide out the 6x?
I can't. I mean, I should look for a GCF, but there's not one.
The x squared or the x
X squared to x squared.
Man, I'm hearing a lot of things.
2x, you could have x squared plus x. Or you could.
I think this is what you're saying.
Wait, would it make 3 different?
Because what's x squared times x squared?
X squared.
X to the 4th. And when I do the middle term stuff, I'll have something x squared plus something else x squared. So that'll give me that middle term.
All right. I think we're not having x squared.
Oh yeah, 2 and 4.
2 and 4. 4 times 2 is 8.
So 2x. Oh, you can do this.
Okay, are we done? That's a good question. If you say no, what else are you going to do, Jackson?
Square root.
But you can't.
You can't square root both things.
It has to be x squared minus something for you to do that.
The one on the
I
right.
think it's fine.
No.
Can't.
What?
Because you have to have.
The one on the right. Okay, let's do the one on the right and see how it's different.
X plus 2. Let's talk about x squared plus 2. X plus 2. Let's talk about the x squared plus 4.
X squared. I can't factor either one of those further because that's b minus.
Done, right?
That one is done. As opposed to number 6. Let's do number 6.
So they can't get 2 back and negative. Yeah. So we're done.
With 5, yeah. Number 6.
Absolutely.
Let's see. 8 times 4 is 32. And that would add together to get 4 if the 8 is negative. 4 is positive. I don't think that'll work. I definitely can't do x squared plus 4. X squared minus, but 8 doesn't have a perfect square root.
Keep your negative so that you can do.
No, I'm talking about the x squared plus 4. Why can't we do that?
It's so that you can't. That would be 2.
How would you like to factor x squared plus 4? Give me an option and we'll see if it works.
X plus 2 and X plus 2. X plus 2.
You want x plus 2 and x minus 2 or x plus 2 and x plus 2? Neither one works, so...
Oh.
Alright? I can't factor that. Stuck. Let's try number 9.
Number 6 is done.
Well, number 6 is done.
Alright.
Okay, 6 is done because x squared minus 8, okay, it's minus, so that's good,
But it's not perfect.
but 8's not a perfect square. You know what? 9's not going to work either because it's going to be plus 4 and minus 3.
Let's do it anyway.
Let's do number 10.
What? No, but we need to know how to do 9.
Can I just finish?
Yeah, finish 9. Well, you do number 9 then.
But that's the thing, I don't know how. That's fine.
Well, pretty sure it's x squared and x squared.
Oh. Well,
This one doesn't work either.
yeah.
So 4 and 3.
Factors?
So 4 is a perfect square, but it's plus 4 and minus 3. So I'm stuck with that one.
10 isn't going to work either.
Oh, I think 10's going to work.
10's gonna work. Yeah, because it's -1.
Oh.
Number 10.
I was looking at the 4.
4 and 1. Yeah, the 4 doesn't work because it's plus. I mean, I like the 4. It's a perfect square, but plus means I can't do it. But x squared minus 1. Those are perfect squares, so that can be x plus 1 and x minus 1.
I can't even write X. That was pretty bad.
It's not terrible.
I'm losing brain cells.
On number 7, we can put x plus 2 squared.
Yes. Yes, that's the final answer. 7 is kind of...
Let's do 7.
Alright, so what's step 1 on 7? 7 factors a couple times.
Yeah.
X squared minus 4 and x squared minus 4.
X squared minus 4 and x squared minus 4.
Oh dear.
Why, oh dear?
I don't like it. Those are nice too.
They'll both factor nicely, yeah.
So X
They do factor nicely.
So that one becomes x plus 2 and x minus 2. And this other one becomes x plus 2 and x minus
So did
2.
you write x plus 2 squared and x minus 2 squared?
Yes. So you can leave it like that, or you can kind of group them up and realize that there's 2 x plus 2's and 2 x minus 2's. You want to finish the front, huh? You want me to keep going?
Yes.
How are we going to do number 8?
What's the homework?
Oh, group it.
Yes.
Yeah, back to grouping.
It's easier. Like factor out the
Factor out
X cubed.
you can only factor out an x.
Well, on the first set, you can factor out an x cubed.
Oh, wait, you could. Oh, yeah, it's like factor.
Then you do.
Can I factor from the second set?
-X. -2X.
Negative 2x. Dang it, which means I should have...
No.
It's not wrong, but I better be careful. That leaves x plus 2. Hey, what do you know? Magic happens again.
Oh, because you can factor that group. Just not, or reduce that group. Right?
What's the homework? Is it?
The homework is that worksheet.
This the homework?
Yeah.
Is this worksheet due tomorrow?
Even the exponent stuff or not like X that?
No, even the exponent stuff. Hold on though, number 8, I'm not done because I forgot to do this at the beginning, but I can do it now as long as I'm paying attention.
Oh, we should have factored out an x.
I should have factored out an x from the get-go.
Yeah.
No big deal, I can get it now.
Yeah, just take an x out. Oh, you so right.
I should have not boxed my answer.
And then before I box, Jack, I should ponder, can I do anything with x squared minus 2?
No, it looks good
No.
now.
No. So we're good there. I should have done the take the x out from the
Doesn't
get-go.
the x have to go in front of the second? I don't think I
It doesn't matter. It just looks better at the very front.
It doesn't.
Let's see, looking ahead. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 5 is 30. That's pretty easy. We get some crazy stuff on the back.
I'm so ready for the live action.
sister.
I'm making a second one.
You tell me, what
Take a drag to both of them.
what's going on back here?
Which one are we doing?
14 or 18?
18 has like multiple variables.
Oh, 14, 15.
14.
I said we do them all.
16,
18.
We could pick a couple of them.
It's got 2 numbers and 2 variables.
18.
18's got 2 numbers and 2 variables, and 9 is terrible,
Big numbers.
and big numbers. So sure, why not 18? 42 does not divide by 9. I don't think 240 does either.
They all divide by 3.
They do all divide by 3.
How do you know that?
24 with a 0.
24 with a 0. Do you know the rule for divisible by 3? Check.
If you can add them together.
If you add the digits, and the sum of the digits is divisible by 3, then the whole number is divisible by 3. Yep. So 6 is divisible by 3, so 240 is divisible by 3. Well, you still have to do the dividing by 3, that's true. That one's 14.
I don't like the multiple variables.
Look, 240.
We knew what he meant. 80 is 240. Like, man.
It's the same number.
Okay. Don't forget the 3 out front. It's not nice, but there's only one option for 3m, or 3m squared.
It's 3M and 3M.
That's got to be 3m and m. For the n, I've got lots of options for 80. There'll need to be an n on there. And somebody's getting paired with 3. 80. Does 20 and 4 work? Because one of those would be multiplied by 3. That wouldn't do it.
It's going to be 16.
16 and 5?
Yeah, wait.
No.
No, because they have to be different signs.
Yep.
And one of them is multiplied by 3. What else we got here? 6, 7, 8. 8 and 10. If I multiply one of those by 3.
That would work. That would work.
Who needs to be multiplied by 3?
8. That's like 14 after the 16.
3 times 8 is 24. Minus 10 is 14.
Positive.
Wait, but it has
Although I
to be
need,
negative.
yeah, I need the minus 8
Negative.
and a positive 10. Guess and check, but guess in your head. You don't have to write them all down.
I think that's.
I look like we're done.
I am going to write out here. Negative 24 nm plus 10 nm is negative 14. So yes. And 80 and 3 and the 3 out front. And then is there anything more I can do with 3m plus 10n? Or m minus 8n? I don't know. I don't want to do all of them for you, but we could do one more together. It's big numbers up there, but 14 or 15? Yeah, but 17 is just GCF. That's not that big a deal. I think 17, 19, and 20 aren't as bad as they look. 14, 15, 16 have big numbers. Let's go 14. Let's go 14, just because that's the one that looks the worst. Oh, they'll divide by 3. Right, because 5 plus 2 plus 2 is 9. That's divisible by 3. Well, I tell you what, it'll divide by 3, and then if we can do another one, we'll do another one. Like, you don't have to find the largest common factor. You just got to find a common factor. That would be best. 522 divided by 3. No. No, I can figure it out.
What's the answer?
You still don't.
522.
174?
I think the long division is like 83.
I think I am going to be. I think I'm going to be able to take out something else.
Bro, I'm trying.
420.
42 divided by 3 we just did a minute ago.
14, so 140.
140.
174. 2.
All of those are divisible by 2.
So there's going to be 6 on the side.
Are they divisible by 4? No, they are not. So let's take a 2 out.
Is it 6 or 5?
6.
Well, what are we doing with the 3 and the 2?
Multiply that.
So there's your answer. So I'm going to take a 2 out. That makes 6 out front.
174.
That's as far as
87. 87.
87. Nicely done. Plus 70.
That's as far as.
I think that's as far as we're going to go because 87 doesn't look like
Is that prime?
that might even be prime. But certainly nothing. It's certainly not divisible by 1, 2, 4, or 8. So,
So can we box,
well, 1, fair.
can we box that?
I don't think that factors.
I don't
I
know.
don't want to fact.
I mean, it's possible that that's it, but we don't know that until we
Try.
try it.
I'll let him try it.
What about signs? Maybe I can get something.
Well, it's gonna have to be 2 minus 2 negatives.
It's going to have to be 2 negatives.
87.
It's either 8, 1, 4, 2, 4. So that's 30.
So 1 and 8, or 2 and 4. 70, I've got all kinds of options.
35 to 2.
3, 4, 5, and something. 14,
Wait. What about the
7, and 10, and that's it. Okay, so
Because that'd make 80.
Oh, yeah.
what do we got, Jack?
Yeah, 8. Leave the 8, and then 7
Because 8 times 10 would give me 80. So that means I need the 8 and the 10 across from each other.
What did the signs work?
Yes.
Yeah, we already knew the signs were going to be okay.
So now we have you, Jake.
I know, because the one time I got a big problem.
Wait, but.
Negative 80 and negative 7.
Yeah, you're right. Never mind. My bad.
Way to go, Jack. Gold star. That's definitely it, because 8r minus 7, nothing there. R minus 10, nothing there. I don't really need the 1 if that's bugging anybody else. But either way. So, yeah, not great on that one, but...
We did not finish all the ones.
So your assignment is the rest of them.
I'm doing my exponent stuff.
1, 2, 6, 7, 8. We did 8 of them. That leaves you 12 of them. I don't know if you can do 12 in 6 minutes. 30 seconds per problem.